Questions and comments. The Honourable Member for Timmins, James Bay.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The question of the use of forced labor in our supply chains is a very important question, and I'm glad we're debating it. But it also raises the question of the huge level of exploitation that we've seen from the myth that globalization could lead a race to the bottom and we'd all be better off. I would refer my colleague to Joe Fresh brand, that's cheap clothing sold by Loblaws, when the building collapsed, killing over 1,000 people in those sweatshops in Bangladesh. Loblaws paid out the equivalent of $150 per person killed from the negligence. And yet, when they attempted to get their rights heard in a Canadian court, Loblaws and Joe Fresh walked free, that they weren't responsible for what was happening because they'd outsourced this misery to a third world jurisdiction. We have to have standards in Canada. We have a right to ensure that what we buy is sourced ethically. I'd like to ask my honourable colleague if the Conservatives are willing to look at changes to the laws to make sure that these kind of practices are not allowed to go on without accountability measures.
Well, Member for Dufferin-Caledon, 20 seconds.
Well, look, I think we absolutely have to look at the use of forced labor, not just from the Xinjiang region of China, but of course in any of our supply chains, and be willing to work with any party in this Parliament to try and actually get some progress on this. I'd say a good first step would be for the NDP members to, if the Liberals won't take this copy of the list, maybe he could walk it over to them, they could copy and paste it, and we could have at least a good start.
You mean debate.